I know many of you have been waiting. I know. To hear what Big Sills thought of the Philadelphia Eagles draft last night, the draft in particular, first round, obviously. Still 2 more days. My day started out by getting a text from the Philadelphia Eagles. I got a text from the head of PR at the Eagles. What do you think of the Philadelphia Eagles offseason now, Sileo? I'm going to get to it. First, please hit the like button. We're going to do something different today. Bottom of the hour, Philly 500 will be with us. Hour number 2, Lord Brunson, LB, will be with us. We're going to get a fan's perspective on all this too. Okay? And you. Yesterday, I did 3 hours. First hour, I did without even a break. I didn't realize it because there was so much. Remember what I said to you. Jordan Davis would be taken at number 15. And if you felt compelled between 11 and 14 to go get him, trade up and go get him. It's exactly what they did. Remember the 5 things I said that the Eagles should do? If one of the guys that you were in love with were there between 11 and 14 and you wanted to trade up and you wanted to stay in that box, go get him. Big Sills also told you that the 18th pick would be in play. We find out now it was. A.J. Brown is now a member of the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to get to all this. By the way, my first round, I hit on 68%. I hit on 68% of the picks. And we were kind of right there. And as a matter of fact, almost to the man, my first mock draft actually was the one that actually was more accurate. Let's get to the Eagles pick. And let's get to the Eagles offseason. Here's Howie Roseman's offseason. Hassan Reddick, 3 years, $45 million. Restructuring of Fletcher Cox from 18 to 14. Adding depth with Zach Pascal now. He's depth. $1.5 million. They made the trade with the Saints. Then they add Jordan Davis. Then they add A.J. Brown, 4 years, $100 million. 57 of it is guaranteed. In a nutshell, that's a spectacular offseason. And now, for all you Jalen Hurts lovers, Jalen Hurts is given a chance. Jalen is given a true chance. And by the way, can I show you something that's even hidden in this whole offensive huddle? Is there a guy over 27 in that offensive huddle as a skilled player? These guys are all in their mid-20s. Almost every single one of these guys. Now you have A.J. Brown. And remember what I said to you about 2 months ago about A.J. Brown when his name popped up? He fits this offense perfect. He's a beast in the run game. He fits. This is a glove fit for an organization. You know, as impressed as I am with Jordan Davis, this move to get A.J. Brown changes your entire offensive look and how you're going to be perceived. Okay? My opinion, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are now the favorites to win the NFC East. If you just have Jalen perform the way he did in 2021, they'll win 11 games with this roster. Combine that with an offensive line now that's the number 1 run attack in the league. Tell you what, I'm not going to go exceptionally over the top here, but I am going to go over the top here. What they have done, and Howie having the patience here to do what he did. And by the way, did I not tell you all these guys would fall? And you're going to see a boatload of good football players taken tonight and also on Saturday. There are a lot of good. I don't know what the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots are doing. I have no idea what they're doing in the draft. I don't know what's happened. So the Dallas Cowboys offseason has been what? Drafting a guard from Tulsa? And the Eagles have added this. Plus, you know what? I can't, Barrett Brooks was asking me today, did they draft Cortez Kennedy? I go, he's bigger. Cortez was 6'2", 300 pounds. This guy's 6'6", 350. Combined with Fletcher Cox, I don't know if I've ever seen a defensive tackle duo that big, that large, that imposing. Let's hypothetically say he turns into Vince Wilfork, like we said yesterday. So you have the number one rush defense in the NFL with the number one rush offense in the NFL. You're going to be in every freaking game for the next 5 years. Every year you'll be in the conversation again. You're building your football team here like you did during the Andy Reid, Donovan McNabb start. I got to tell you, man, it's incredible. Ernest says, Howie, I typically bash your ass, but I have to give credit when credit is due. I applaud the 2022 offseason moves you have made. Ernest, you're right. D-Train, I think Reddick will have 20 sacks this year. Hey, picking Albert Hainsworth. Okay, that's who he kind of looks like, Albert Hainsworth. The Jordan Davis pick. Hey, and by the way, I got to tell you, the more I think about the Trayvon Walker deal at the top of the draft, I went like this. So he didn't make all SEC? And you drafted a guy number one overall and he didn't even make all conference? And you drafted him off the combines? I don't know, man. There were some really interesting moves. But I did pick Walker would go with the Jaguars, but I started thinking more about it. He didn't even make all conference. I get in that conference, making all conference is probably harder to make than All-American. I get it. But I was like, you didn't make all SEC. Okay. GT says, Hurts throws for 3,800 yards. I'm going to get to the impact here and all this here in a minute. How many people like the Jordan Davis sign and draft? I loved it. It's who I predicted. He brings an intangible to a football team. He also brings a winning mindset. He's at Georgia, comes off winning a national championship. He's a freak when it comes to his athleticism. I think, quite frankly, I think he's still getting better. I don't think we've seen the best of Jordan Davis yet. You need a Jordan Davis in Japan with you. Thank you very much, Vape. Like Big Van Vader. He's as big as Vader, that's for sure. What would you give Howie Roseman's first day of the NFL draft? What grade? Frank says, great night for Philly sports. Frank, that was awesome. I couldn't believe what I was hearing when they went and got A.J. Brown. I couldn't. A+. Hey, FSG, I think he was listening. I think they've been listening. A.J. Brown and Deebo Samuel. By the way, there's conversations out there that the Eagles made a push for Deebo Samuel, but the Niners didn't want to do it. A+, B. A+, solid A. I think so too. I think it's a solid A. I think they really, I think they really knocked the cover off everything they did last night. And by the way, what if they add Honey Badger? What if they add Honey Badger to the mix? You know what I'm saying? You add Honey Badger to that, put him back there. I mean, you're talking about a spectacular – it's already a spectacular offseason. Man, where to go? The impact that A.J. Brown now has on the offense. You know, here's the storyline. The Titans didn't think he was a $20 million a year guy. They never looked at him as a top 10 wideout. Okay? I do. I think he's a top 10 guy because he's playing with a top 20 quarterback. DJ, thank you. Okay? I think that he's doing the things he's doing with a top 20 quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. If he has a guy who can get him the ball more, in my opinion, if he plays with Joe Burrow, A.J. Brown's a 14, 1,500, 1,600 pass-catching wide receiver. His skill set's spectacular. And also, too, he's not afraid to get into the run game. The things that he is going to create for Devontae Smith. Now, the question will be again, the pressure has now ramped up on Jalen Hurts. Do we not agree? The pressure is now on Jalen. Jalen Hurts is in the same situation as Tua Tagovailoa in Miami. Dude, there's no excuses now not to go out and throw for 4,300 yards. Hey, I'm going to do that here in a second. You know, 3,800 yards for a $100 million investment? Sorry, that's not good enough. I don't want a quarterback on my football team that can't get me 4,000 yards. That's not what we're doing here. You're going to pay $100 million, $20 million a year for a quarterback that throws the ball 213 yards a game? I don't think so. That's not why they're bringing A.J. Brown in, so that he can have a 50-yard uptick. That dude's got to up his game now, and he is on the clock. Xander goes, he gets 4,000 yards this year. He gets a contract. He doesn't? They'll move on. This is about Jalen Hurts here, too. Howie went like this. Jalen, your audition, last year's audition got you another audition. You know, Kirk Cousins auditioned 3 years in a row in Washington. They franchise tagged him like 3 times. He had 3 auditions. And then Washington decided to pass on him. You go back and look at that move. Washington regrets that move because they haven't had a quarterback in the building since Kirk Cousins. That was a poor decision. Kirk goes, okay, well then guess what? I'll take my talent somewhere else. And he did. 6 4,000 passing yard seasons in 10 years. Not on him that the Vikings have shit the bed. You have a number 1 wide receiver in your building. You have the best wideout the Eagles have had since Terrell Owens. You now have the best tandem of wide receivers you have ever had. In the history of your franchise, maybe Carmichael and Quick. Maybe. This is your best dual threat tandem you have had. And you add Dallas Goedert. Miles Sanders is good enough. And a spectacular O-line. Okay? It's the best tandem the Philadelphia Eagles have had, I'm going to say it, in franchise history. Will you be able to get the ball to them, Jalen Hurts? Here's my expectations were not 4,000 passing yards for Jalen Hurts until last night. He's got to throw for 4,200 yards, 25 touchdowns. You can come up with any rushing stat you want because I don't care. He's got to go 4,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, and keep it around 10 picks. You do that, you'll be the future of the team. You don't do that, they will move on. You're in a rookie contract. Right now, you're playing for a second contract in Philly, which means this. You're playing for your future. Jalen Hurts is built for this. Jalen Hurts has an opportunity now that I didn't think was very fair one day ago. Now, Jalen Hurts has a chance. He has a chance. You can, and know this, guys. Know this, guys. Deshaun Jackson was a one-trick pony. Wasn't a route runner. Jalen Hurts has to succeed here. And you can never say this about the Eagles. They never gave him a chance. If Jalen fails, it's production. We'll all go like this. We love the kid. He's not good enough. Hey, by the way, kudos to Jalen too, man. I think he helped facilitate this. I think he helped recruit him. Remember I said to you the other day, you're working out with A.J. Brown. How are you not telling him that maybe they even knew then? Maybe the two of them knew. Maybe they were sending out subliminal messages here and telling us, hey, this deal could get done here. Hey, Dan, question for you. Jalen is a stud next year, but the following year he takes a step back. What do you think happens? I think, Randy, what they're going to do, the Eagles front office, I don't think they're going to jump the gun like they did on Wentz. I think the Wentz lesson taught them, let's let this play out. Let's let this play out like they did in Buffalo, like they did in other places. By the way, I'll tell you somebody else who really picked up a really good-looking offense. Look what they're doing in Arizona now. Hollywood Brown gets added to that mix out there with all those guys. Kyler Murray has no excuses. Kyler Murray, man, they loaded up the offensive. That's a good-looking offense in Arizona now. That kid's ass is on the line. Tua Tagovailoa's ass is on the line. Make or break year for Hurts. Absolutely, Big Chris. Chuck says, Big Sills, I agree. Had a play in this play. If Birds had more picks, they'd pick up a running back on Saturday. I see Young. Let's not get crazy. Oh, you mean Bryce Young. Okay. You mean Bryce Young. The Jets, I don't think the Giants did a very good job. I think they took the lesser tackle. I have no idea what the Dallas Cowboys are doing. What was that? You take a guard from Tulsa who people had in the second round? I don't know. I don't get it, man. Jesse says, need to trade Dillard and Minshew for more firepower. Dude, pick, and I said they would take Drake. Uncle Sills, do you think Dallas reached? I totally do. I don't get the pick. Look at all the people that the Cowboy, Howie must be looking at this going, Howie Roseman, 2 days ago, I didn't think very highly of his offseason. Now you add these two components, and maybe if you even get Honey Badger, could be the best offseason. And let's see what he does tonight and Saturday. Still has to finish. Remember something. Let's finish it. Let's finish it. Let's finish it, okay? Let's finish it. Hey, Dion, you prayed that Dallas picked bad? Well, you got your prayer answered. I don't get it. Cowboys offseason has been a train wreck. I don't get the Patriots pick. That kid that they took, that offensive lineman, people had him like the 70th rated player that was on the board for guards. I was like, wow. Okay. Maybe, hey, they do a decent job in drafting. What impact do you think, let's do this. What impact do you think that A.J. Brown has on Jalen? As I said, here's my new numbers: 4,200 passing yards, 25 touchdowns. If that happens, Jalen Hurts is your quarterback for the next 10 years. And by the way, I'll admit I'm wrong, because then he would be in the conversation of Dak Prescott. Okay? He'd be in a conversation of being like Dak, which means this, and means what? Well, you got to pay the guy $45 million. Okay? That's a good question. 19, you think both these receivers, Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, can have 1,000 yards? Again, guys, this is coming. This is not about the wideouts now. This is about Jalen Hurts. Can Jalen get them the ball? I agree, team. I think this is the end of Jalen Reagor. There's no way Jalen Reagor will be on that football team, because now Howie, with this move for A.J. Brown, you won't think twice of him cutting him, because they brought in a Pro Bowl wide receiver, right? Howie looks good now, so he can cut that guy. He's got a replacement. This is a better move, a better player. You can jettison that guy now. And watch this. If there's a wide receiver taken in rounds 2 or 3, Jalen Reagor may not even get out of minicamp. He may not even get out of minicamp. So you think, Jesse, if the Eagles have 1,000 yards with 3 guys, you'll be in the NFC Championship game. $215, smart trade by the Titans. Get this, too. $215, here's my only concern. Mike Vrabel and them didn't think that A.J. Brown was a $20 million a year guy, so they went and got Burks on a rookie contract. That's what they're thinking. And again, it's kind of smart thinking. You know why? That football team's not built in the air. That's not a team. Let's not forget something. The Titans were the number 1 seeded team in the AFC going into the playoffs. And they had missed Derrick Henry for 9 weeks. That football team's not built around wide receivers in a passing game. That team is built around running the football. Bob Brown says, Sills, you said Hurts would improve by this much. With A.J. Brown, it should this much. Correct, Bob. More expectations. Absolutely. Okay? Hey, guys, do me a favor, please. Hit the like button. Thank you very much. You guys have been awesome. Hit the like button. I love talking to you guys after a night last night. God, you have to be so excited. Spectacular movement. And you know what I got to say where I'm wrong? Howie's been patient this offseason. He's been patient. I'm not patient. Maybe that's the issue. He's been so patient. He knew that the other players in the NFC East were walking backwards because of bad contracts. Look at where the Giants are. The Giants drafted the wrong lineman. Okay? I mean, I get the Thibodeau thing. We're going to look at the draft too. The Cowboys are awful. Awful. Savvy B, I think Hurts and Brown will do work this year. You can move mountains when your boys get involved and he's working to make himself the guy already. If he doesn't pan out, it's a damn shame. Savvy, this is on this kid, man. It really is. I did see Jason Kelsey's reaction. Dude, Jesse, if they're able to land Tyrann Mathieu too. Corey says, Sileo, can we officially say how we gambled this offseason? Yes. I'm wrong. Yes. Yes. $100 million gamble? Yes. Yes. Completely. I know everybody in the Eagle office right now going, am I hearing this right? Hello, guys. First thing this morning, Dan Sileo gets a text from Public Relations Department of the Philadelphia Eagles. How do you like us now? Okay. You still going to talk shit? I was like, oh, now you're swearing at me. Okay. That's a good point. Sills, who do you want the Eagles to draft tonight? I'd like to, with that 51st pick, I would like them to get Drake Jackson, linebacker, USC. I'd like to have him. Uncle Sills, Howie was offended by you and listened. Okay? I'd like to get Drake Jackson. That kid from Southern Cal, that linebacker, he reminds me a little bit of Micah Parsons. I'd be okay with that in there at that pick. Okay? All right. Guys, I've been waiting to get to my boys here. Hey, by the way, if you have any questions for Philly 500, we bring them on now. Dude, I'm going to say, hey, Philly. Dude, blew my mind last night. Dude, it blew my mind last night. They get the guy I wanted in Jordan Davis.
Me too.
Then I said this yesterday. I said, look, the 18th pick's going to be in play. I heard they tried to move it to Green Bay to trade down and get someone. Mm-hmm. Instead, they were having a dual-track plan, Philly, where they were talking with the 49ers on Debo, and then they landed on AJ. Before I even do any other thing, let me get your response and your reaction first and foremost on how you saw the Eagle draft last night play out.
I thought it was the greatest draft I can remember the Eagles had in the first round. I thought it went perfect. Jordan Davis is a guy that I've been talking about pretty much all off season. Like I thought they needed to get him, and I thought he was most likely. Just knowing how the Eagles valued the defensive line, it just made a lot of sense. The A.J. Brown thing was something that I've done videos. We've talked about, like going out and getting a veteran wide receiver, but I never thought they would do it. So, like, I was streaming live, and like people were like saying A.J. Brown. I thought they were just bullshitting me. You know, I didn't believe it. So, to me, it was shocking, but it just makes so much sense to me. You know, and I gotta say, you know, Easy Money, he loves Matt Corral. So to troll him, I got this jersey to wear, this Matt Corral jersey. But I forgot that A.J. Brown went to the same school. So I now feel like this is the luck charm. I have to wear it now because I think this is the reason why we landed A.J. Brown, the jersey.
How about this, Philly? So here's now the official offseason. Hassan Reddick, 3 years, $45 million. You got a guy who's going to get you double-digit sacks now. You restructure the contract so that you could maybe make this move to get A.J. Brown with Fletcher to get $4 million more off that books and pay him $14. You get depth now with Zach Pascal, okay? He's not going to be a frontline guy.
Right.
He's going to be depth on the team. You make that trade so you can maneuver yourself around in the other rounds because you were under the impression you may land one of these veteran wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Then you sign a player in Jordan Davis, who everyone, and I said this yesterday too, Philly, there were probably around 14 true first rounders in this draft. The rest of them, in my opinion, were between the 15th pick and the 16th pick. I think they were pretty much all the same.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were all second and third round guys. So if you really reach too high, you could overdraft easily in this draft.
Yeah.
So they get a guy who's a legitimate first round guy. You're going to have the biggest defensive tackle tandem like in NFL history now. I can't think of any other tandem that maybe the Hainsworth guys when they had that with the Titans, but then you land A.J. Brown. I mean, they now become the favorites to win the NFC East. Don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they may have the best roster in the league. The whole thing now, the big question about the Eagles is the quarterback, right? Like, is Jalen Hurts the guy? If he goes out there and he doesn't perform well, there's no excuse for him. He's had every weapon he possibly could have, and he had every possible opportunity. So to me, like, I think of it as a win-win. If he goes out and he plays great, good, we got a quarterback. If he doesn't, then there's not going to be no issue or no questions about, well, we didn't get him enough help. We didn't do this. No, we know you're either the guy or you're not the guy, and we can go from there. But whoever they bring in they got a great offense. They got weapons all over the place.
I'd say this to you too. You and I were both under the same, I think we were under the same umbrella here when we said, they're just not helping this kid.
Right.
Now there's no excuses, right?
Right.
Right. Now he's under the same pressure that Tagovailoa's under in Miami. And I would even say this too, Philly. Look at what they did in Arizona. They get Hollywood Brown. They add him to that mix out there on the other side of DeAndre Hopkins. Now you get Zach Ertz out there. You got a bunch of dudes out there that can move the chains.
Yeah.
You know, this is what the new wave is now. And you got to look at Howie doing this. I got 2 number ones next year where I can parlay into maybe either getting the kid from Ohio State, maybe Bryce Young, or the kid from Miami, Tyler Van Dyke. If this kid doesn't pan out, do you agree? We've got to see something like 4,200 yards and 25 touchdowns for them to go like this. Okay, here are the keys to the house.
I was going to say 30 touchdowns, but maybe 25 to 30.
How about 25 and 7? Like 25 touchdowns, 7 picks, 10 picks, somewhere in there.
I think so. I mean, I think so. And you know, they've given him every weapon possible. I mean, you look at A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, the running back. They're loaded, and they got the best. That's the best, maybe the best offensive line in football, arguably, right? So, I mean, I don't see any excuse, and I think it's going to be a lot easier for them to evaluate Jalen Hurts now, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm good with it. And then if they decide, hey, look, he's not the guy, whoever comes in is coming into a team ready to go, you know?
You know, Xander and I were talking about this prior to going on the air. Do you think they'll know by week 8 of 2022 if he's the guy?
Yes. I think so. I think by week 8, if we haven't seen dramatic improvement, I think that we know what we got. I would say so. What I'm curious about is how much are they going to change up their offense? Like, are they going to still be as run heavy, or are they going to back off? Are they going to back off running him more and let him throw more? Like, are they going to put more on him and his arm and try to really see what he has? You know, put him under that pressure. That's what I want to see what they do. You know,
the impact you think A.J. Brown has on Devontae Smith?
It's got to be huge, right? They needed a veteran type wide receiver, and not only are you getting a veteran wide receiver, you're getting a stud veteran Pro Bowl caliber veteran wide receiver. So I think it has a huge impact. It's got to be huge.
It's got to be huge. And I'll say this to you too, 500. I don't think that they have to run the ball 38 times. I think what they have to be is productive per carry. Like for play action for these guys. Look, you're spending $100 million not to bring in a guy where he only gets 5 targets a game.
Right.
I mean, the financial commitment is not for him to come in and try to change his game. The
Right.
financial commitment. And you know why he even fits more this mode? Think about where he comes from. Dude, he was the centerpiece. He was not the centerpiece on that Titans team. The
No.
centerpiece was Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So he's coming in knowing this. The centerpiece on the Eagles is running the ball. I was in the same almost system. The only difference is the quarterback's more responsible for the rushing attack than what we have with Ryan Tannehill. So he's almost coming into this. I say also, too, he has to improve the run game, though, because he's a beast blocking down the field.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was dramatic.
Have you been any more excited about the draft than what you saw last night?
No, I didn't sleep at all last night.
Round.
What was that?
Or at least the first day.
No, I think this is probably the most excited first day I can remember, because they basically took the defensive lineman I wanted, and then they did something that I talked all season about: trade that 18th pick for DK, Debo, or AJ Brown. Whoever will take the trade, call all of them. And I'm like, they'll never do that. They'll never do that, and they did it. So I mean, it's the most excited I've been in a long time. I don't know, man. It sucks that like football's not starting next week. You gotta wait like 4 months. You know what I mean? But I have a question for you, man, because you played defensive line. Like, you know, what are your thoughts? Like, how do you feel about Jordan Davis when you look at him and what he can be, his upside? Because I get a lot of people saying, oh, he's going to be lazy like Albert Hainsworth because of his weight, or his weight's going to be a big issue. Like, what are your thoughts about?
My only issue with Jordan has been this. He had 19 and a half tackles for losses and 43 starts at Georgia. Mm-hmm. There were times when they took him off the field on third down so that they could get into different pass rushing schemes, and he wasn't really part of that. And I would say this to you: why wasn't a guy who runs a 4.71 part of your pass rushing scheme? Now, you're also on a defensive line where 3 guys went in the first round. 5 guys went total off that team. So sometimes stats could be convoluted in a scenario like that because you have so many good football players that are on that football team. I think if they use him right and they use him correctly, put him in a 1 gap, man. Don't just make him a slug there on the nose. Let him get penetration. That's what he did at Georgia. Don't let him sit on the line of scrimmage. That's what Fletcher bitched about last year. Let those 2 horses run. Let them get into gaps. And if they're able to do that, I think they have somebody special. But what I will tell you this, though, Philly, here's something, though. Let's hypothetically just say this. Let's say that Jordan Davis turns out to be Vince Wilfork for a second. Okay. Let's say he turns out to be Vince. He's not the perennial pass rusher that we maybe predicted he might not be. Like, is he a 10-sack guy? I don't think he is. However, doesn't this go back to the days of the 2017 group where you had the top O-line and the top D-line? How would you like to have the top rushing offense in the NFL and the top run-stopping defensive line in the NFL?
Oh, yeah.
If you've got that tandem again, that puts you in every single freaking game you're going to be in, no matter what. Because you know why? You may lose a game, but you're not going to lose the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I think the worst is Vince Wilfork. Maybe the best could be like a Neil Smith who played for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I remember Neil Smith.
Perennial Pro Bowler.
Well, I mean, you can't go wrong with either. I mean, Wilfork played, 12 years or something? I mean, he had a long
3
career.
Super Bowl championships in New England.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. You know?
So I'm saying his floor's Vince.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, I'm not saying his floor is somebody else. Now, here, let me ask you a couple more questions here. Where do you think that leaves Hargrave?
My guess is, if I have to guess, Fletcher Cox goes and they try to extend Hargrave a couple of years. I think, because I think Hargrave's a better pass rushing defensive tackle.
So does Jordan Davis start this year, or does he play?
I think Fletcher Cox starts and he rotates in, and then I think at the end of the season, Fletcher Cox goes. They keep Hargrave, and then they start Jordan Davis that next year.
They got a lot of money in Hargrave.
Yeah, they do. They do. And you know,
he can't put him on the bench over there on the right.
But
so I was thinking about Philly, how they were going to do this rotation. Okay. You draft a kid high. Now he's going to have to rotate in and be, and again, if we're talking about first and second down, hopefully he's able to stay on the field on third down and he's able to rush. But you got another guy, both these defensive tackles that the Eagles have, you got a lot of money tied up in them.
They do. They do. I mean, I think the Eagles should probably look at it like a year to be mentored by Fletcher Cox. I mean, mentor this kid Fletcher Cox, let him work behind him, and then next year when Fletcher Cox goes, give him that starting job. Hargrave was having a fantastic year. If you remember, I think he had like 9 sacks.
He did.
And then what they started doing is they started double teaming Hargrave and not Fletcher Cox. Well, if Jordan Davis taking those double teams, all of a sudden Hargrave's going to eat, because he's going to get single coverage again. So I think that's how I would approach it.
What do you do with Milton Williams?
I just let him keep developing. I mean, he's a rookie under a rookie contract. He can't be that much. Just keep him, let him learn. If he earns playing time, great. I still think they need a defensive end, though.
Look at how this defensive line is now all of a sudden completely different here. Reddick, Davis, Hargrave, Sweat. Yeah. I mean, this is a group like the 17 group.
Yeah.
The Eagles' remedy and secret to success that year, dude. Philly, I don't know how many times I said it. That's the best tandem that I've seen since the Steeler teams back in the 70s. They were just killing teams. Here, let me give you what he says here. If Hurts goes down and Minshew brings them to the playoffs, then what? Evaluate Hurts in 2023.
No, I think you move on from Hurts.
Yes.
I think you have to move on, because you got to decide extension. If he gets hurt, week 4, week 5, and he wasn't that great, I think you move on.
That'd be the second injury in 2 years, too.
Yeah. And I do worry about him getting banged up because he runs so much. That's always a concern. So I would let him. He has to go out and he has to play good. He has to play good, and he's got to be healthy. That's all part of the same thing, I think.
Day 2, what do you want to see the Eagles do?
I want David Ojabo. I know that's a risky pick.
You're going to add another guy to the D line? It's already crowded, that room.
I know, but I'm going to lose Derek. I'm going to lose Derek Burnett stinks. I'm going to lose him a year, but then I got to lose Brandon Graham the year after. And I still think you need another edge rusher. I think that kid is raw, but I think if he develops, I think he could be one of the best pass rusher in this draft. So I would take a chance on him. I don't think Nakobe Dean will be there. The other guy I really like is that Booth Jr. kid, the corner. So I would not mind him or that safety Brisker. I think the Eagles are going to go either corner, safety, linebacker, defensive end.
I say Drake Jackson out there from US, that linebacker kid who could play in a 34 and 43.
Yeah, that would be perfect. I mean, I'm just thinking about Howie, though. Howie vision. He took Landon Dickerson in the second, injured. He took Sidney Jones in the second, injured. These were guys that should have been top 15 picks. David Ojabo is kind of similar. So it just would not surprise me. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me.
Philly, Mrs. Hurts is in here again. Jalen, will you put that, or Xander, will you put that up, please? Hurts' injury was due to a teammate stepping on his ankle, not from.
Oh, not running.
He's durable.
Oh, I think he's durable, no question about it. But I don't want them to put him in situations where he's running so much that he could get hurt or worn up, banged up too much. I think that's something that I don't want to see happen.
I would say this to you, and with Mrs. Hurts in the room here, Philly, we agree. Jalen is now given the tools to succeed.
It's all him. Absolutely.
The group that he had prior to that, Mrs. Hurts, no disrespect, he was not going to be given a fair opportunity like Tagovailoa is in Miami. Now, you invest $100 million in the development of Jalen Hurts. You're giving this kid every opportunity to succeed with a line. And you've got a guy you drafted in the first round, the former Heisman Trophy winner, who broke Eagle records. You got maybe the best. Would we agree this is the best tandem of wide receivers the Eagles have ever had?
It could be, yeah. Yeah, I would say so, because I think they're both legit number one wide receivers. So yeah, it could be. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking back Mike Quick, Chris Carter, but Chris Carter wasn't really Chris Carter at that point. It was
maybe
kind of
Mike
before.
Quick and maybe Carmichael. If you want to go back that far, I don't think Jackson Macklin.
No,
because I've said this about Deshaun Jackson numerous times. I think he was a one-trick pony. Okay, I think he was a deep threat. I don't think he was a really great route runner. I just don't.
Yeah.
How about this too? Would you agree that this defensive tackle tandem here may be the best that the Eagles have had since Jerome Brown and Reggie White?
Yeah, it has the potential. However, that's still the greatest. That's still the greatest defensive line. I can't. Jerome Brown.
Hey, listen, I bumped Keith Jackson and Keith Byers for you and LB today.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Keith Byers and Keith Jackson are coming on. And by the way, Beasley Reese is a dear friend of mine. He's coming on next week too.
Man, I grew up on that team, man. I was so heartbroken when Keith Jackson left. When free agent started the whole free agency.
Miami, right?
Yeah, I think he went to Miami, and then he went to Green Bay after that. But man, I loved Keith Jackson.
Dude, you got to promise me, man. You'll post it on my Twitter. You've got to show me a reaction at you when you saw that draft with the Eagles. I would have paid money to watch you come unglued, man. Because
which one?
Here was my reaction. Holy shit! Are you kidding me? I can't believe what they've done. They got the guy I wanted, and then they made a trade for a vet.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Dude. Awesome stuff, man.
Hey. But I mean, like you said, man, we've talked about this. The whole thing was to do right by Jalen, get talent around him, and let him go out and play, and they did it. So I can't wait, man. I think he's gonna have a good year. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Philly, thank you so much, dude.
Thank you, man. Gabagool time, man. Gabagool time.
You know what I mean? Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. You know what I got to ask? Miss Hurts. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles contact me now every single week now. And, they follow me now. And they text me, what do you think now? I'd like to know what you think. What do you think of what they did on the opening day? I still think that they got some work to do here. But you've got to be proud of what the Eagles did for your son. Okay? You just got to be. Lord Brunson's going to be with us in hour number 2. We're going to get another perspective. Also, LB will be with us. Hey, I'd love to have Mrs. Hurts on. I was really legitimately happy that Jalen's going to be given a true chance. I said it right here. There's no way he can succeed with the guys that he had on Wednesday night. Now, he's got every opportunity, okay? Guys, when will we know? When will the Eagles know if Jalen Hurts gets a contract extension? I want to hit on that. Don't forget also Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. Means this, guys. When you're searching for an attorney, it's one of the most important things that you could possibly have happen to you and your family. Finding that attorney is important. And guess what? Size matters. Morgan & Morgan's the biggest law firm in the country, and this is what they do. For the people is not a slogan, okay? It's who they are, and it is what they do. For the last 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has collected in compensation for their clients $13 billion. Think of that for a minute. They go to battle for you, making sure your family gets the fair compensation you so rightly deserve, and other companies try to cheat you out of. Not going to happen at Morgan & Morgan. With over 800 attorneys and offices in Philadelphia, New York, Florida, and across the country, the army of attorneys with Morgan & Morgan will do battle for you each and every single day, making sure you get that fair compensation. Look, the call's free, the compensation's right there for you to understand it. It will be in your hands. And that consultation's free. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. No attorney firm like it in the country, Morgan & Morgan. And do me a favor. When you call them, tell them Big Sil sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually. And we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake a mom. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Welcome aboard National Football Show. It's your boy Big Bills. What a big night for the Philadelphia Eagles. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a big night for Jalen Hurts. What a big night for everyone in the organization. And they did something that I didn't think they were capable of doing, and they were holding their patience. Howie Roseman gets an A, a solid A from me for this offseason. God forbid he lands Honey Badger, puts him back there in that secondary. You got to completely look at defense than what you had a year ago. You added a pass rusher, a proven pass rusher, not a drafted pass rusher. You added a run-stopping, athletic defensive tackle to your front seven. You would have added a safety that you so desperately need. I think you need a corner. Remember what I said yesterday also about the sequencing of needs. Remember something. That's why when somebody asks me about Jordan Davis, I want to see Jordan Davis translate, and I want to see him transition his game to the NFL. It's different, guys, especially if they start. This is what I hope the Eagles do and Jonathan Gannon doesn't do. I hope they don't ask him what to do in him to do things that he never did at Georgia. Don't ask him to be a two-gap guy. He's not a two-gap guy. He's a guy that gets in there and make plays, and he's also a guy that creates penetration. When you take that away from him, you're taking 70% of his game away from him. He won't look like the same player, and you'll think he's a bust. Manster, I say that's a given. Man, if you're able to get that kid from get this, guys. Now that you've done this work in the offseason, if you in the third round want to grab that punter from San Diego State, I'm good with that. That punter could probably put more impact on the team than even A.J. Brown because he's an automatic field changer. He's a field position changing guy. There's very few players that are field changing position players. Punters are when you have a great one. You add that guy, I'm telling you, I know it's not a sexy pick, but I'm okay with that because that would be something that you could put, okay? That would be something that you can put into your game plan. Meta, man, I'm all right. Look, now that you've done what you've done in the first round, go get that punter kid. I wouldn't put a 2 on him, and, man, putting a 3 on him. Hey, and by the way, just hey, for craps and giggles, do me a favor. Do they only have 4 picks left because they had to make a what are the picks that are left? I don't want to say something out of school saying that they have a third or a second or what have you, because that's one thing I didn't check. How many picks do they have left going into the next 2 days here? I thought I heard also Howie talking to some of the people in the draft room there that they may be still working. Do they trade Dillard to try to get more picks? Do they trade Minshew to try to get more picks? They got 4 picks, Mo. 2, 3, and a 5. Okay. So they still have that 51st pick, if I'm not mistaken, correct? They still have that 51st pick. That's a big pick. That's a big pick. Okay. I'm going to look at the draft at the top of the hour here. Then we're going to talk to Lord Brunson also at 4:30 Eastern time. How many games are we going to know if Jalen Hurts is the guy? 51 and 83? Is that what they have left? 82? How many games are we going to need to see in 2022? Can I tell you? I want to see all 17. I want to see all 17. Okay? You guys say 6, 4. Man, really? That'd be a total of what? 19 starts? 25 starts? Jalen, I'm with you. All 17. I want to know if he can make a season. If Jalen Hurts was a drop-back quarterback, so you say Hurts can't get better. I don't know if he's going to get better enough. And now when you add a Pro Bowl wide receiver, he better get better. By the way, hey, I know A.J. Brown is a player. In his first season, I saw what Devontae Smith can do. Jalen Hurts, I still want it. He needs to improve. Do I think he will improve? Absolutely. Absolutely. Will it be enough? 8 games, D-Train says. All 21? How much improvement do you need to see to give him another year? Bird, I don't want to give Jalen Hurts another year. I want to give Jalen Hurts another 5 years. I'm not going down that line. Bryant says 10. By the way, guys, please hit the like button. I don't want another year for Jalen. I want 5 years for Jalen. I don't want to be in this position asking the question again. Okay? Let me ask you something here. Let's use Dak Prescott, a guy in our own division. You think the Cowboys regret giving Dak Prescott that length of a contract? Is it 5 years? You think they regret doing that contract with Dak? And that they should have had maybe Howie Roseman patience? You think maybe they could have sat back and went like this? Let's see a little bit more off the injury here. So you guys want to go into the year this year with only 3 games and give Jalen Hurts a contract extension? I think that's iffy. I think you need to see a big, and plus, haven't you learned a lesson from what we went through with Carson Wentz? This is the first time a running quarterback has been given a dominant receiver. Wizzo, I wouldn't call Hollywood Brown an elite wide receiver in Baltimore. I'm trying to think of another running quarterback like that. McNair was not a running quarterback like what we see with Lamar and with Jalen. That could be a great statement. Yeah, hey, Wizzo, that could be a great statement here. Jesse, I never thought Hollywood Brown was a top flight wideout. I don't think he's one of the top 10 wide receivers. When I think of top 10 wide receivers, I don't think of Hollywood Brown. But when you put Hollywood Brown on the same field with DeAndre Hopkins, in my opinion, is one of the best third down wide receivers I've ever seen. That guy, all he does is catch first downs. He, when healthy, is a star. I love DeAndre Hopkins. Okay, I mean it. And by the way, Zach Ertz is now in maybe the best offense he's ever been in. Have you seen the talent that's now at Arizona? Steve Keim has put together an offense. And Cliff Kingsbury, if that football team, I'm telling you, man, they're in the same conversation with the Rams right now. My problem with them in the draft, I mean, you lose Chandler Jones and you don't address that. And look, there's going to be pass rushers in rounds 2 and 3. Maniac, thank you, guys. Hey, hit the like button. Hour 2, I got to take a timeout. But I'm going to look at the NFL draft in total here. And plus, I'm going to take a look more so also at the NFC East. I'll tell you what, man, the Eagles had the best day of any team in the East. They may have had the best day of any team in the NFC, period. Okay? Hit the like button. Hour 2, keep it right here on the National Football Show. Hour 2, keep it right here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake 'em out. Mama, go up,
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
The following is a real testimonial from the father of a young injured victim.
I didn't think she was going to make it.
Major Perry's daughter was the victim of a horrific accident caused by someone else's negligence.
If you don't find the right counselor, law firm that you're looking for, you will get lost in the wilderness.
Badly injured? Call the Fritz and Bianculli Law Firm at 215-458-2222 and find out why they say, "We got this."
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Hour number 2. What a great night for the Philadelphia Eagles. What a great night. Some other teams had a pretty good night. Dallas Cowboys had a horrific night. I think the Giants, I don't get it, what they were doing. I get the Thibodeau kid, but I just don't get it. And now we're going to be saying this, okay? Jalen Hurts is given every opportunity to succeed. 4,200 passing yards, 25 touchdowns. 7 to 10 picks. That's my opinion. The expectations have risen big time. Okay? Okay? You want to see a complete season, Randy? I want to see a complete season. I want to see him get through it healthy. Now, Mrs. Hurts came on and said someone stepped on his foot. It wasn't a fact that he injured himself playing. It was I wish he was still here. I think it was the center that stepped back on him. Was it Kelsey that stepped back on his foot? And that's what caused the injury. But it was a great night last night for the Philadelphia Eagles, getting Jordan Davis at, the opportunity for them to move up. I said, if you're in that 11 to 14 pick window, you should go get them. And they did. I thought the 18th pick would be in play, and it was. They end up getting A.J. Brown. It's funny to hear the people in Tennessee now saying, well, they never really thought he was a top 10 wideout. I do, because you know why? The things he was asked to do. You know what makes A.J. Brown a guy you want on your football team? He did the shit no one else wants to do. You know what that is? Block for Derrick Henry. He compromised his game for the betterment of the team. That's why you give a guy like that $100 million. That's why you invest 57 guaranteed $1 million in a guy like that. Because he's the ultimate teammate. Sacrificing some of your game so that your team can become the number 1 seed in the AFC. That's exactly what the Titans were last year, even without Derrick Henry. That, to me, is a guy you want in your huddle. That's a guy you want around Devontae Smith. That's a guy you want around Jalen Hurts. Do you know what's so great about having a guy like A.J. Brown around him? You know what's so great about that? He's going to sit next to Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, and these guys are all going to be going over what's best to move the sticks. And you know what you've done? Guys, think about something. Guys, please hit the like button too. Think about something else. You're not one-dimensional anymore. If I'm a defensive coordinator now, and I've got a game plan. By the way, Lord Brunson LB will be with us at the bottom of the hour. If I have the game plan now, A.J. Brown's on this team. You got Devontae Smith, and you got a tight end that can run up the seam on me. Dude, that screen game's got to get better too. Get that screen game going. You're going to be backpedaling and thinking, I can't let these guys get me deep. Then I got Quez Watkins, kind of a 2.0 version of a Deshaun Jackson. I know not Deshaun, but speed like Deshaun Jackson. You put that guy in the 3 wideout set, got a guy going over the top, you got a route runner, and you got a beast coming across the seam, and you got a tight end going up the hash mark, and you got to back out wide here. That's pretty far. And I got to worry about getting knocked on my ass because you got the number 1 rushing attack in the league. It's a whole different deal here. Okay? Think about look, say I'm the backer here, and I see this offense come at me now. People in the East are not going to recognize it. Go like this. Okay. Quez out wide. Got to worry about that guy getting plus 25 on me. Guy runs 4 threes. Keep an eye on that guy. Got another guy who's an exceptional route runner. Okay? He ain't running 13 yards. He ain't running 16 yards. He's running 15 ends. This guy's 7 yards and out. A turnaround. This guy knows what he's... And then you got another guy who, if I'm doing this, watching these other guys, they hand the ball off and I turn, and there's A.J. Brown cleaning my clock. And your back's up the field because I have the number 1 rushing attack. You keep teams... This is the best thing to ever happen to Jalen Hurts. Because even if Jalen's not better, I still have to scheme to these guys. Now, what will happen is if Jalen's not playing well and he can't find these guys, then they'll start going, he can't find them. Because, again, you know what they're going to do? They're going to pull the game tape out against the Bucs and see what Todd Bowles did. You couldn't find Devontae Smith wide open. How's this guy going to see here? Andrew, maybe I should. Hey, so Andrew, are you suggesting I should talk like this to my wife? Talk about blocking schemes and passing attempts? Maybe that ought to do it for my wife. Okay. The things that they're going to be able to do are just second to none. Just second to none. See, these people are football players first and foremost. The Eagles can attack the field both vertically and horizontally with their base. God, they can now. They're multifaceted now. Ernest says exactly, Sills. He has to do better reading the defenses. John says you're delusional. Hurts can't read a defense, and Brown won't be the same after you pay him in the media hell Philly. John, you can have that outlook. But I'm going off the heels of a 9-8 football team and a number one rush offense in the NFL. What are you going off of? So wait a minute. You don't think adding Jordan Davis and adding A.J. Brown to your football team? A.J. Brown wants to be great. By the way, do you know what else you love about A.J. Brown? Can I tell you what you should love the most about him? You know what you should love the most about A.J. Brown? He didn't want to leave Tennessee. He didn't want to leave. He was happy playing with Ryan Tannehill. He was happy with the fans. He was happy where he was. What you don't want is a diva wideout. And John, you're wrong. That's not a diva wideout. That's a guy who wants to win. That's the guy who did the shit work in the run game. Okay? I did, Leonard. I saw the reaction to Jason Kelsey. Okay? I don't see A.J. Brown as a guy who's a diva. Davey Boy says you have to learn how to read defenses. It takes time. Patrick Mahomes is talking. You're dead on. Said he couldn't read defenses until the third year. That's pretty fair. Didn't Vic say that until he got to Philly with Andy Reid? Guys, you educate me on that. Didn't Michael Vick make that proclamation that when he was in Atlanta, he really didn't think much about reading defenses and really understanding offensive play charts and such? He really didn't learn it until he got to Philadelphia. Isn't that what he said? Right? This is just a great day. Your football team got better. I don't care what anybody says. Your football team got better. Let's take a quick look at the draft and who did get better or worse. By the way, would you agree the Eagles probably had one of the better days of any team? Jacksonville gets Trayvon Walker. I want to say it one more time. Xander, you make sure that I said this and I'm saying it right. Trayvon Walker didn't make All Southeastern Conference, and he was the number 1 pick. He didn't make All SEC. Okay. Number 1 pick, wasn't All Conference. I know he was on the field with Jordan and Kobe Dean and Wyatt and all these guys, I get it, but I was like, damn. The Lions get Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's a bust, but okay. Stingley at 3. My initial mock draft, that's where I had him going with the Texans. I think the Jets getting Sauce Gardner, that's a good move. You know, another Jalen Ramsey type player, you know, like that kind of guy. The Giants getting Thibodeau, I think, was a good move. Carolina getting the kid from NC State, I thought was a good move. I predicted that the Falcons would get Drake London. Now you got him on the other side of Kyle Pitts. Seahawks at 9 from the Broncos. They take the kid Charles Cross. I think Cross is a good football player. I don't think that's a bad pick. The Jets get a wide receiver in Garrett Wilson. You got to see if Zach Wilson. You've got to see if Wilson's the guy. I don't think he is. The Saints get Chris Olave for Jameson Winston. Okay. The Lions trade up and get Jameson Williams, wide receiver. You're not going to have him until October. Eagles get Jordan Davis. They move up. The Ravens get Kyle Hamilton. Man, Baltimore does a great job at drafting. They really do. The Texans get Kayvon Green, A&M. I think that was a reach, but earlier in the year, I did vote for him for the Outland Trophy. The Commanders get Dotson, wide receiver. Now, so Dotson and McLaurin for Carson Wentz. Guys, Carson Wentz has no excuses, too. This will be the best wide receiving core that he's had in his career. Carson Wentz has no excuses either now. Okay? You got a Pro Bowl wideout, and you got another dude on the other side now. Time to step up, kid. Or guess what? You're going to be carrying another quarterback's bag soon. Hey, Leonard, if they land Honey Badger, it might be the best offseason the Eagles have ever had. And by the way, this has been constructed different. Hey, before I continue, this offseason feels different than the Nnamdi Asomugha, Vince Young. And remember when that whole group got brought into Philly and they were bringing in all these all-stars? This seems different, doesn't it? This seems smarter. This seems thought out more. Am I right when I'm saying that? It just seems to me that they were adding guys and they were panicking. The Eagles, when they were bringing in Nnamdi Asomugha, Vince Young, all them guys. Remember that? Do you guys remember that? That dream team thing? The multidimensional Yo Sills, now Gannon can run multiple fronts. I would say that you're probably going to see that football team in more forefront than what we did all last year. You'll probably see 75% more forefront than a 34 front. The Jets got the edge rusher from Florida State. The Ravens got Linderbaum at 25. Quez Walker, linebacker from Georgia. Georgia had 5 guys go in the first round, which is insane. McDuffie, you knew kind of that they were going to get some type of replacement in the secondary because they lost Honey Badger. Kenny Pickett to Pittsburgh. Okay. Trayvon Burks goes to Tennessee. That was going to be predicted after A.J. Brown goes to the Eagles. The Buccaneers get Devin Lloyd. The Bucks. Doesn't it always seem when you're at the bottom of the draft, you draft so perfectly, not overreaching? The Carl Aftis kid from Purdue goes to the Chiefs at 30. Daxton Hill, Michigan. He's a good player. Lewis Kine's the last player taken. Vikings get him as a safety. All in all, I said this to you guys yesterday. There was probably 14 first-round draft choices that were legitimately on the board. Okay? 14. And Jordan Davis was one of them. It's funny. People ask me the same thing that Philly 500 asked me. Your assessment of him. It bugs me. I saw 19.5 TFLs in 43 games. I would like to have seen more production. Okay? I would have. All right, without further ado, we have Philly 500 in the first hour. Now we have LB here, Lord Brunson. And I've got to get his book and his take on this thing here. Hey, brother, let me ask you this, man. The excitement level after what you saw your Eagles do last night was what?
Dan, I've been showing my teeth all day, Dan. I've been smiling all day, Dan. This was a good one, Dan. We can't even get around this, man. Listen, Jordan Davis is a physical specimen. I've never seen nobody move like he can move at his size. That's number one. You get a guy like that, you believe in him so much, you trade up for him. I thought he might have been there at 15, so I was kind of upset about that at first. But I'm like, hey, if you believe in this guy and we seen what this guy can do, I'm not mad. And then the A.J. Brown thing happened. And then it made me take this whole thing into perspective because the last time you and I talked, Dan, we both said we don't think they did enough for the offense. So then you go get A.J. Brown, and now it's looking like you got the best wide receiver room in the division, just like that.
Well, here's something else to think of now. Let's add what they did last night. Okay? So they get Hassan Reddick, 3 years, $45 million. Mm-hmm. They restructured Fletcher Cox's deal from 18 to 14. The Zach Pascal deal now looks like it's clearly for depth, right? He's going to be a depth guy. Quez is going to be a pseudo Deshaun Jackson, where you can go plus 25 with him because of his 4 threes, and you've got depth at the position at $1.5 million. You made that trade with the Saints so that you can maneuver around. Then you add Jordan Davis. You may have the biggest defensive tackles I've ever seen in the history of the National Football League. Now you kind of look like a little bit, right? LB, you look like that 17 team where you're both front seven and your offensive line are once again 2 dominant tandems where you're going to be in every single football game. Now you may even add Honey Badger to the secondary. So again, just your thoughts here now on how he's, hey, I did this. I went from a C-. I went to an A. I think the guy has a solid A all season, and they improved their team better than any football team in the NFC East. Do you agree?
I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, this is a solid A. This is an A on a magnitude that has you guys looking like contenders. You look like contenders. It all depends on what the quarterback does, though. But I will say this, though, Dan. Speaking of Kyle Hamilton, him going to, the Ravens, I think we did something really smart right there in regards to the Honey Badger because we moved up. We could have took Kyle Hamilton. Maybe we said, hey, we'll let you get him. And who are the two teams that the Honey Badger were debating going to? The Ravens and the Eagles. The Ravens don't need a safety anymore. So
maybe that lowers the value now too, money-wise, because the market then comes back. And then Howie will have to decide if I want to go into the draft and get a kid like the kid Cross from Maryland in round number 3, or do I go out and put Honey Badger on a 1-year contract and both come to an agreement where they say, hey, let's just do a 1-year deal here. Let's see how it works out. If we're happy with one another here, you're being added to a mix now. And if you're Honey Badger, don't you look at the Eagle defense in a whole different light today than you did last night?
Absolutely. You look at everything in a whole different light now. People seem to forget about Hassan Reddick and what he really means to this team, especially the style of defense that Gannon wants to play. You got pass rushers now all over the place, interior, on the outside, and you bolstered up that linebacker core with grabbing Kaiser White. All you had to do was bring in a guy like Honey Badger as the icing on the cake, to be that, leader, so to speak, for the defensive side of the ball. I think this is a team that could contend. This is a team. If Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback today, I would be saying we're going to the NFC Championship.
That leads me to the quarterback then. What do you have to see from Jalen Hurts this year to give him the key? Because I don't want to do this with you next year. LB, I don't want to ask you about Jalen Hurts next year. I want to know if he's – I agree. By the way, do we agree? We now say this, hey, give it to Howie in the front office. Jalen's given every opportunity to succeed here. If he fails, it is on his production, right? I mean, you got a Pro Bowl wideout. You've got a kid who broke all the records, wide receiver-wise for the Eagles on the other end. You got a tight end who's going to be an up-and-coming guy. You got Quez that could get deep. You got the best O-line. I mean, you got an opportunity here to do something really great. If he doesn't succeed here, this is all on him. What do you need to see from him this year?
This year, he has to – it's hard. My expectations are so high with the way this roster is built, and especially, not just the roster. My answer also goes to, how much I believe in Jalen Hurts. I think he will show us some things, but what I want to see personally for me to say he's the guy, I want to either see a division crown, or I need to see 12 wins, because with the teams that we play in this roster, you don't have to be that good to get 12 wins. I really believe in this roster with the moves that we're seeing right now.
LB, you've done something that made me think back again on my comment. I said I wanted to see 4,225 touchdowns and maybe between 7 and 10 picks. You said the ultimate thing. That's the right thing. Division title, and it's more about winning. It's not how you drive the car, it's how you arrive.
And we forget that all the time, Dan. People have been asking me all week since the draft started, who would you rather, what quarterback would you rather have in the NFC East? I'm like Jalen Hurts, because when it ultimately comes down to it, we see what Dak Prescott is going to produce. He ain't getting to no NFC Championship game. We know Carson Wentz very well. We question the heart. Jalen Hurts is the unknown in the division. You know what I mean? So I want to see the end result, because it might not look pretty all the time because we run and we pass. As long as we get to where we're trying to go, that's all I'm concerned with. Are we going to win this division, or are we going to win 12 games? I got to see that. One or the other with this roster.
A.J. Brown's impact on this offense will be what?
Astronomical. Astronomical. But it really goes back to the quarterback as well, because in a perfect world with a quarterback that we're comfortable with making all the throws, A.J. Brown opens up the game for everybody. Who are you going to double? I mean, Stevontae Smith already going into a second year can beat almost anybody in this game one-on-one. A.J. Brown has proven he's a vet at 24 years old. Who are you going to double? Dallas Goedert is still here. Can't forget about him. Hey, Dallas, you know what I mean? It's just you have to see success. We can't have any stagnant games this season with the ball not moving up and down the field. It's no excuse for it this season.
How about this, too? And why he's such a great fit? Remember something. He comes from a system where he wasn't the focal point. Throwing the ball in Tennessee was not what they were trying to do. They were trying to run the ball with Derrick Henry. And let's not forget, he's coming off of a football team that was the number 1 seed in the AFC going into the playoffs. People forget it wasn't the Bengals. It was the Titans who were the number 1 seeded team going into this past postseason. So he comes from that system. And I'll tell you something else I love about the kid too, LB. He didn't want to leave Tennessee. He was happy where his feet were. He was happy with what he was being asked to do, stick his bonnet in there, to sacrifice some of his game for the running attack, being a team guy. I'm like this. That's why you give a guy like that $100 million and 57 in guarantees, because you know why? When you get a guy like that in your locker room, he's all in. We're not going to see a diva guy here collect his money, and we see it all the time. All of a sudden, they don't want to block. All of a sudden, they don't want to hit. This guy here is the quintessential teammate. He showed it in Tennessee. He sacrificed his game for the benefit of the team, and that's kind of what the setup is in Philly, no?
Yeah, I agree. But not only that, Dan, he also helped bring in Julio Jones, knowing that that was going to take even more food off of his plate, so to speak. So the guy is the ultimate teammate. And I think it's going to be even better here because he actually has a relationship with the quarterback in Jalen Hurts. So you're going to see just the ultimate team ball, I think. That's my prediction for this passing game. You're going to see unselfishness. You're going to see guys have their day. It's not going to be about the same guy every week. I think we got the right group of young kids because a lot of people on this roster are under like 25.
How about this? I think the oldest guy's 27. Is it 27? Like
it's 27. I'm trying to remember who it is. Was it Goddard?
Is it
No,
Goddard?
It wasn't Goddard.
The rest of these guys are in their mid-20s, right?
Exactly. The rest of these guys are under 25 with the exception of one guy, if I got that correct. And the maturity level speaks volumes. You don't hear about these guys getting in trouble. And we have the roster right now is the perfect mix of veterans and young players. The perfect mix. This is how you build a championship, man. Howie Roseman gets an A+ with a golden star, whatever you get, the top of the he did it, man. He did it day one. I'll say that.
You think this is his best offseason he has had since he's been the general manager of the Eagles?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it is. I think this is his best offseason. And he's had some pretty good ones. He's good at, trading. He was good at trading towards a trade deadline. But this offseason, in a nutshell, you go out and acquire 3 first-round picks. I know you did that last offseason. But we can't forget how he moved another pick as an insurance policy for next year. So all this good stuff is happening, and we still have 2 first-round picks next year. This is the greatest offseason Howie Roseman has had as general manager, hands down.
What do you want to see in day 2 tonight and maybe over the weekend?
It's 3 players that I'm keeping my eye on. 3 players I feel like if you get one, I feel like this draft is, will be all-time classic. But it's 3 guys. I'm looking at Leo Chenal, Wisconsin. If somehow, some way, if you could trade up 5-10 spots to get him, because I don't think it's going to last to 51, but I think this guy's like the best linebacker in the draft. So I'm really going to keep my eye on him and see where he goes. Nick Cross out of Maryland, you need a safety. That speaks volumes. Keep my eye on him. And Marcus Jones out of Houston. Not a lot of people are talking about Marcus Jones, but Marcus Jones probably is the best punt returner in this draft. He also has 6 picks and 12 pass breakups. This is a guy who just makes plays. And I like this cornerback out of Houston, and you need a cornerback anyway. So I'm looking at those 3 guys really closely.
How about this? This is going to – and believe me, I feel like throwing up in my mouth right now when I'm going to tell you this here, okay? But how about going after the punter from San Diego State and bringing that kid in who's the top punter in the country and a game changer? And get this, he's a field position changer. And the reason why I think that position is so important to the development of a quarterback, you're going to get a lot of 3 and outs while these guys are trying to figure each other out. You know what I mean? I mean, you're going to early on, you're really going to have to try to figure out one another. A.J. Brown's targets, Devontae Smith's targets, Dallas Goedert's targets. Your screen game's got to improve, which means this. You're going to get a lot of 3 and outs. What you don't want to have is your special teams put you in a bind and you're constantly playing from behind and you're never going to get a true assessment and you're never going to get a true evaluation if you're really not moving the chains. And it's only because these guys just don't have the reps yet. These guys got to get reps here. And so what a great punter who could change the field position for you, it gives them a little bit more autonomy. Now with what I've done, LB, on defense, I may have the #1 rush stopping defense in the NFL with that front seven that they have
Mm-hmm.
and the number one rush offense. I'm going to have some 3 and outs. You see where I'm coming from? That if you have a really good punter here, it kind of gives you a little more latitude in development.
I agree. I agree. I thought of special teams as well, but I thought of it from, the other side of it. I'm looking for a more explosive returner. I feel like our punter, he ain't the worst, but hey, if you can get a good punter that can flip field position for you, go after it. That's why I got Marcus Jones on this list. I mean, you need Rager just not cutting it as a punt returner. He's just not cutting it. You need a guy that's going to be able to get you some positive yardage. Sometime. With
this move here, you think Rager's not on the starting lineup he's not on the roster in September, do you think?
I don't want to say he's going to go to the practice squad. I just don't think they're going to cut him because he's the 5th guy right now. Right now, today, he's the 5th guy. And then with him, taking all the stuff off his social media going into day 2, like, does he know something we don't know? Because we got one too many wide receivers, if you ask me.
If they draft another wideout tonight or in round 3, my opinion, he won't be on a football team in September.
No, I think they're going to try to find somewhere for him to go tonight, though, before that happens.
So you think they maybe end up moving him for like maybe a day 3 move or something like that, or a late move tonight? You maybe end up moving him. Could you see them moving Gardner Minshew or maybe even Dillard tonight? To acquire more picks? Because there's a lot of good players. Hey, I said this, LB, yesterday. Between pick 15 and 16, these guys are all the same here.
Yeah.
There was 15 legitimate first-rounders, according to a lot of front offices. There weren't really a lot of legitimate first-rounders. The Eagles got one of them in Jordan Davis for sure. Do you maybe move these guys so you can acquire more picks?
Yeah, I think about it. The guys you named, along with Jalen Rager, they all could be potential bait. There's still a couple of teams that need quarterbacks, so Gardner Minshew services should still be in high demand. Andre Dillard is a guy a lot of people want to really just see if he's that bad. Some people will gamble on him. He doesn't get the playing time that he should get for where he was drafted at with us. And you got to figure out what to do with Jalen Rager at the end of the day. He just ain't cutting it here. So the guy that I could really see moving the fastest, though, would be Rager today. I think Rager would benefit from a change of scenery.
2 last questions for you here. Quite a logjam now, right, on the defensive line. What's the rotation going to look like? I mean, there's a lot of money invested on Fletcher Cox, and there's a lot of money also on the cap when it comes to Hargrave. So are we going to see Jordan Davis maybe be in a 3-man rotation with Fletcher and Hargrave? How do we see the ends play out? Sweat and Hassan Reddick are going to be your defensive ends. Where's the other room for the other guys on being developed too? How do you see this whole thing playing out for Jonathan Gannon?
So with the defensive tackles, I think we're going to play more 2 D tackle formations. I think we're going to have it makes sense
more 43.
Yeah. It makes sense in my opinion. I mean, why wouldn't you have 2 of those gigantic walls out there at the same time, knowing that you have 3 of them? So I think we're going to go more 4-3. And as far as the edges go, that's kind of a toss-up for me because I think Brandon Graham still really deserves some time. I really like how am I forgetting his name right now? Milton Williams. I really like him because he can line up on the outside and on the inside. I see Derek Barnett sliding to the back of the rotation. But in short, if we're going to go 4-3, I think you're going to come out there with Josh Sweat. You're going to come out there with Hargrave, Cox. You're going to bring Davis in slowly but surely. His time will increase. You're going to come back out there with BG.
You think Derek Barnett's days are limited?
Very limited. I don't see him making a roster. We got so many bodies on the defensive line. I don't see him making a roster, actually.
So that new contract extension that he got, again, was just paperwork here. And
yeah, wasn't a lot of guaranteed money tied to it, if I remember correctly.
And you know what? He may be another guy also that they try to move tonight or tomorrow.
That's true. Nobody's talking about that.
Because they do have now a log jam, right? They got it's a good thing. Still backer work, right? They still maybe in this draft would like to, or at least I would like them see them go after a linebacker and try to strengthen that core. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. That's why Leo Chenal is the top guy on my list. I absolutely agree. Linebacker, I mean, we got Hassan Reddick, but what's his specialty? Getting after the quarterback. Had 20 sacks the last 2 seasons. We need a guy that's good in coverage and a guy that also has a specialty of getting. We need a well-rounded linebacker. Reddick is that, but
who
you're going to use him?
Who would have ever thought you and me would be going? Great job, Howie.
Right. I was not optimistic at all. I put out a tweet. I said this could be the worst night for Philadelphia sports in a long time if the Sixers lose and Howie messes this up. And the Sixers end up blowing out Toronto and Howie ends up knocking it out the park.
I was like this. Who's got more heat out of Doc Rivers or Howie Roseman last night?
Right.
And Doc ends up coaching his ass off. They blow that team off the floor. And I'm like, Howie blows everybody's mind too, man. No, I was like, hey, and by the way, just so you know, LB, so I get a text message from the Eagles, because they're watching the show now. And so, and I'll tell you, Bob Lang from the Eagles, I get a text from those guys and they go, how do you like us now?
It was
like, you'll find out at 3:00 Eastern. Hey, I was like, no, man, I got to tell you, I was really taken. I'm really, really, I don't know are you surprised?
No, actually, I'm not surprised because Howie Roseman has done this.
You got to be a little surprised with the AJ Brown deal because it's $100 million.
I'm surprised. Okay, I'm surprised with that one. Because we knew you were going to have to get a guy and extend him immediately. They do what they do it with. I'm at loss for words with that one, man. They do what everybody. They've done everything that we've asked them to do. What have they not done?
They contacted John Lynch on Debo. It was them, the Jets, and the Lions had contacted the 49ers on potentially just feeling out John Lynch and the organization. They passed on it. Okay. It was almost the same deal. And they would have to obviously have given Debo Samuel the $25 million that he wanted. And they landed on AJ. Hey, by the way, you got to give Jalen Hurts a lot of love here for recruiting a kid. They were throwing around to each other. And hey, and get this, that's pretty cool too, because Jalen went out there and said, hey, man, this is going to be a place for them to come.
Yeah. And we kind of take his superstar quality, for granted. He was a superstar in college. He was a runner-up for the Heisman. He was on ESPN every time I turned around making a play. So, people would naturally want to play with him. So, he deserves some kudos for that one as well, man. We're bringing stars to Philly. We're bringing guys that sell jerseys, Dan. That's my motto. We're bringing guys that
That's
sell
right,
jerseys,
Sileo. No seats. 69,937. Always remember that, bitch. 69,937. Nobody cares who the quarterback is. We're in the seats. It's jerseys and beers. LB, thank you, brother, man. I appreciate it. I love you and Philly 500. You guys are now a staple on the program.
Thank you,
so
man.
much for stepping in, man. I appreciate it, brother.
All right, enjoy your weekend, Dan.
You got it. Should be a great weekend too, man. Unbelievable. By the way, Morgan & Morgan, part of the National Football Show, just like everybody else and just like you guys are. We so appreciate it, man. Finding that attorney is one of the most important things you could possibly do. And Morgan & Morgan, size matters. There is no law firm in the country bigger than Morgan & Morgan. For the people, it's not a slogan. It's who they are. It's what they do. This is a firm that for the last 30 years has got compensation for their clients in the range of $13 billion. You heard that right. Compensation for their clients, $13 billion in the last 30 years. With over 800 attorneys and offices in Philadelphia, New York, Florida, and across the country, the army of attorneys that Morgan & Morgan has to go to battle for you, second to none. That's who they are. It's what they do. They will fight for you and your family, making sure you get the fair compensation you so need. Also, the call is free. The consultation's free. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. Nobody like Morgan & Morgan. They're the biggest firm in the country, and size matters. Do me a favor. When you call Morgan & Morgan, tell them Big Sil sent you.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When you're hit from behind in a car crash, the insurance company may try to say, you can't possibly be hurt. It was only a few miles an hour. It's simply not true. You see, here's the thing. Getting hit at 10 miles per hour is like falling off of this. 15 miles per hour, like this. And only 25 miles per hour, this. Injured, dial pound law. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake 'em out. Mama, go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
What a day. What a day. By the way, Xander doesn't think we can get to 400 likes. I don't know. I think we maybe are going to get close to this. Please hit the like button. Guys, I'm looking for your help today. Okay? By the way, we've been killing it all week long. You guys have just dominated. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, the way you guys. And hey, have I done something here too? So you know how I do my show from now on? I even tweeted out. Big Joe even saw it. Was I going to be one of those guys that were just going to, put my feet in cement? And was I going to be like one of those guys that just go, we got to wait? No. And by the way, you have not heard me say anything about how I think Jordan Davis will play. I'm going and talking all about need and potential here. Okay? Hey, Pro, thank you, man. You guys are awesome. EC, I am happy because you know why? I don't like to trash people. That's not what I do, man. Okay? Thank you very much, Chris. Appreciate it. Thank you. No, man. I want to win. I want to win. But you know what the difference between me and some people are? I want to kill you. I don't want to win 27-26. I want to annihilate you, destroy you. Know that every time you step on a field with us, gas pedals to the floor. I want to be great, undefeated, champion, all that. I don't like just hanging around. Who does shit to be average or a little above average? That's the sales guy that does this shit. Hey, I hit my quota. I'm going home. Instead of trying to build a castle for your family. Hey, look, we all know this, man. There's people in the world that stop those dreams, but shouldn't be you stopping yourself. The Eagles have been so patient here. Domination. That's right, Gator Country. Screw that, man. I want to kill everything in sight. You know, people go, there's Sileo going off the rails. No. Metaphorically, if you don't know the difference between what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, you're an idiot. And you've never competed for anything in your life except a spelling bee. I don't hang out with guys who win spelling bees. I hang out with people who put their ass on the line and win every day. William. Oh, my God, William. William just narked me out. William just narked me out. William. Do you know how I knew it was Jordan Davis when you guys were watching me yesterday? I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Give me, hey, wait a minute. Give me, hang on, William. William, son of a. I got to figure out how to say this without getting in trouble and getting another call. It's like the dead air. Hey, hang on. I got to figure out how to say this. William. Why do you guys think I've been saying Jordan Davis the whole time? By the way, yeah. What do you guys think I've been saying Jordan Davis the whole time? Sills, what era is your favorite Eagle era? I love the Bednarik era. I love the Bednarik era, but Jerome's era. Gangrene. Manster, I played with Tracy Rocker. I got a text. Who's Tracy Rocker big picking? He's the defensive line coach for the Eagles. He's a teammate of mine. By the way, you know he played in Washington too, right? Tracy's a Washington player. Played at Auburn. Picking Eagles D-line coach Tracy Rocker Sills. He recruited Davis to Georgia. I know this. Hey, Chris, I've been trying. There's certain things I've got to keep to myself here. Yes, Leonard. 2017 all over again. You're dominant up front again. Oh, yes. I think you're going to be exceptionally dominant. Let's just say Jordan Davis turns out to be Vince Wilfork. I'll take it. Damn, Sills. Giving up. I didn't give up anything. Okay? William, Tracy's got a kid at Vandy? Really? Tracy Rocker, keep my name out of you. Oh, my God, man. Please, man. God. How can it get killed? Oh, my God. You guys are getting me in trouble with the Eagles. I'm surprised I'm not getting text messages right now. I was getting text messages from a particular a few Eagle people last night. Then this morning, how do you like us now? Got my boy. Xander, man, these people are too. Man, is it me? Hey, how did you see this? William, man, I want you to shut your mouth from now on. And my phone is just blowing up right now. Okay. Be on the lookout for a corner in tonight's second round. Corner, be on the lookout for a corner. Corner linebacker. How I know, I don't know. Just saying. Corner or linebacker. Jesse says, Sills, maybe they're using your show for scouting players. Please get a corner. Maniac. Hell yes. Corner all day. I think it could be a safety too, you know. Look what you guys have done to this show, man. You've turned it into a scary proposition for me here. John says, corner is way more important. Corner LB. I think it is corner LB tonight. I think it's corner. And by the way, that's part of the progression that we talked about yesterday. You know? Star player, linebacker, corner, receiver, punter, maybe some more depth in the O-line so you can maybe move a component or a piece. Man, guys are too much, man. Get more picks. I don't think Howie's going to touch the assets for next year. I don't think he's going to do that because the quarterback's play is going to – listen, I think the quarterback's play is why they won't move any of those assets for next year. I'm not spitting nothing out. See, you're a good influence, Sills. Sills has a direct line to Howie. No, I was told that I don't have that, but he watches segments of the show is what I was told. The PR department watches the show every day, or someone, from what I'm told, watches the show every day. And some of the coaches watch it. Nick's seen it a bunch of times. Okay. I'm going to reset here at the top here in a couple seconds here. Yeah, Meta, you know what, man? Yeah, and I know I had said that, okay? Nick is a big Eagle YouTube watcher, apparently. He knows Big Sills. Sirianni and I, you know what Nick said to me too, man? Hey, Xander, what did you highlight? Coach Nick, you guys are awful. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, man. Get Siri on the show, man. Hey, yeah. Okay. Sure. Oh, man. Hey, Sills, what'd you think of the first round? I thought it was great. Nick? Okay. Nick, I thought it was great. It's all good, man. Oh, man. Hey, Manster, right? Get Bill Walton on the show? Nah, man. They're listening at the link. Go sell Dillard. Oh, man. All right. Hey, listen. Hour 3 coming up. We're going to reset here at the top here, okay? What an absolutely spectacular night. What's next and what's in store for the Eagles as we go into tonight and over the weekend? Hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake them out. Mama, go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Hour 3, welcome back, National Football Show. It's your boy, Big Sills. How is everything working? All good, my friends. I appreciate everybody stepping in. Hey, by the way, we are like 107 away from 400 likes. This would break all kinds of records for the National Football Show if we can get to 400 likes. Okay? Hopefully. Hey, by the way, let me know, guys. I hear people saying this. Mikos, I can't hear Dan. Hopefully that we're able to fix that and you guys can hear us here. You are there. Okay. Tell that dude to unmute. Tell that dude to unmute his phone. It's all good. William, way to go. Just a bunch of guys just messing around here. Let's reset here. Okay. Let's reset here. I got you, Maniac. It's all good, man. It's all good here. Let's do this here. How many people have been shocked? Okay? How many were shocked by the A.J. Brown trade? How many people were shocked? Okay? How many people were shocked on what they did? Eastside Monster, you were shocked? Were you more shocked that they used the asset, or were you more shocked that they used the $100 million also. Chris, I was too. Pasquale, I was too. Okay? I was. Okay? EC, I was shocked. I could not believe that they went and spent $100 million. Okay? EC, that's what I'm saying. $100 million. That is not something that the Philadelphia Eagles, that's not what they do. Okay? That's not what they do. Davey boy, I was shocked too. I was shocked. Hey, that's another good point, Kevin. Shocked that it only cost one and then another pick, right? Clayton, he's a hell of a player, though. I'm with you. He's such a great fit. I'm going to say this to you guys, and I'm going to do it one more time, okay? Hey, I couldn't believe it, too. I'm going to say this to you guys here. I've got to sit here in hour number 3, and I've got to do what's right, okay? And here's what's right. Howie Roseman gets an A for the night. Can he still screw this draft up? No. He has addressed a need, a massive need. He needed a game-changing playmaker. He added it. You added one of the first-round draft choices to your collection on your roster in Jordan Davis. Okay? God, that's such a great take. Pro says we are so much better than we were yesterday. Absolutely. Hey, Clayton. How about Clayton? What he's saying? Saved his ass totally. Completely saved his ass. Completely. By the way, just so you know, too, I keep getting other like text messages from a certain radio station in Philadelphia. Guys, some of the people that are now coming on to the show, so Xander knows, I saw Xander block one of them. Hey, producer on The Fanatic in the morning. We know it's you, Fredo. We know it's you. Tell Joe Bell I said hi. Fredo, I know it's you. By the way, hey, Whip's cool. I got to tell you this, Xander. I got a text from Barrett. He's sending me text messages of AJ Brown just blowing dudes up in the secondary and breaking tackles. I'm watching this. I'm going like, this guy is a beast. The impact he's going to have. Okay. You broke my heart, Fredo. I know it was you. Oh, man. You guys, man, have created a lot of problems. Holy cow. The Eagles watch me. Other radio stations are watching the show. Jesus criminy. We're just little old Dan on a YouTube channel. What's happened? What's happened? Oh, what's happened? Easy, Xander. Hey, what's happened? I got 3 text messages from the Philadelphia Eagles today. Talking shit to me. What do you think of us now? All right, I want to reset this thing here, though. You know what's funny? Lord Brunson was right. He aimed it in the right direction. What's more important for Jalen Hurts to win his job with this football team this year? That he wins 12 games in the NFC East, or he throws for 4,200 yards and 25 touchdowns? What's more important to you? What's more important to this football team's development? Say Jalen Hurts throws for 3,800 yards, has 900 yards rushing, 23 touchdowns, 6 picks, and they win 12 games. Do you give him a contract? What's more important to figuring out if Jalen is the quarter? That's really a great question. What has to happen for him to keep his job? Joe Buckley says, just win, baby. Jordan says, if he throws for 4,200 yards in 12 games, that's a 4-year extension. You'd pay him $40 million? What's up, Will? Tremendous day, Will. Please hit the like button, everyone. Thank you. 12 in the East. Guys, is that it? What Eastside Monster saying? 3 years, $30 million? My friend, you need to have a little bit more than that. 3 years, $30 million? Who are you paying? The punter? A quarterback in the NFL starting? 3 years, $30 million? I don't think so. You mean 3 years, $90 million? Minimum. 30 million. I think you lost some numbers there, Hoss. Ain't nobody signing for 30 million over 3 years. 3 years, 75 million. Go 4 years, 120 and call it a day. But I need 12 wins and 4K. That's Xander's take. 4K, 12 wins. The East. Is Jalen your guy? Is Jalen your guy? Yes or no? Wow, that's a lot. 4 years, 120. So you're going to pay him $30 million? You're going to pay him $30 million per 12 wins, 4K. You're going to pay him $30 million. So if he closes the deal this year, wins 12 ball games, and 12 wins, the East throws for 4K, he gets $30 million. I can't answer you, Tracy. What are you guys doing? Going over to the Eagle website or something and barking what I'm saying? Don't throw his name around, man. I'll take 70% completion percentage. 70% completion percentage? Holy cow, what do you think? He's Tom Brady? At least 25 touchdowns, 3,900 yards, and a division title. That's not too bad. That's actually realistic. I got him. 4,000 yards. Leonard says 4,000 yards this year. Dude, in his third year, 4K. Yeah, he's got to do that. He's got to do that. Let me think. 4,000. This is what he's got to average. 4,000. I'll do 16. He's got to average 250 yards passing a game. Is that doable? By the way, it's not that it's not doable. He has to do this. He has to have 250. Right? He has to have 250 yards a game. Pro says 60 to 65% completion percentage, 4,000K, 25 division title, beat the Cowboys. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Hey, Pro, what else you want him to do? Right? Be the pilot on the plane, too? Holy shit, man. That's a lot. Oh, but I get it. You're right. 270 yards? Let's see what that comes out to, Chris. Jesus. 200, yeah, but that's not rushing either, too, Meta. That's passing. That's passing. He's got to do 250 passing. Chris, 270 yards a game is 43-20. Dude, you're paying a guy $100 million, man. Don't you think he has to get to 43-20? Don't you think you have to get to 270 yards a game? Right? What's the point of paying? Or guess what? The Titans were right not to pay him. Am I right when I say that? Then the Titans are right. I'm not paying that. I'll go get Burks at Arkansas, get the same production and the same stuff. He's not a $20 million. Hey, right? You're paying $100 million for this guy. You've got to be in the 270-yard passing range per game. Chris says 270 a game, new deal. Playmakers across the offense, Clayton says. Clayton, the oldest guy in your offensive huddle, outside of your lineman, I believe is 27-year-old Dallas Goedert. The rest of these guys are 23, 24, 22. I can't believe it, what I'm saying here. With one night, the Eagles have – you know what they basically did? The Philadelphia Eagles went and had a facelift. Am I right? The Eagles had a facelift. They have clearly put the pressure on Jalen to succeed here. Will says safety and linebacker tonight, please. Yes, that's where I'm going, Will. Live says Jalen has no excuses. Now it's this year to take or bomb. It's on Hurts. You know what's really great about that take, Jordan? Howie and the Eagles could never be accused of not giving him the most opportunity to be successful. Now, can I ask a question about the team? Do we find out about truly Nick Sirianni here? Okay. Is this going to be also about Sirianni? Getting everybody involved. How do you get A.J. Brown involved? How do you improve Jalen Hurts here? Right? Jordan, it just can't be on Jalen. What if Nick turns out to be the lesser of all the coaches that he's had? Think about that for a minute. This guy's had Lincoln Riley and Nick Saban coaching him. And he's also had Lane Kiffin. Now he's got Sirianni. Jeremiah. I mean, we're talking franchise, right? The 70% is absurd, but 4K passing and in the mid-60s, completion percentage, playoffs, 11 wins. The division is low bar. I don't agree with that, Jeremiah, that the division is a low bar. It's not my fault the other teams suck. Okay? If they suck, then there's no excuse for us not to win it. And by the way, we're favored now to win it. The Eagles are one of the teams. Jeremiah, thank you, man. They're one of the teams that had a great night. Will they have a great weekend? Yet to be determined. Chris says Nick is unproven. Facts. EC, defensive coach, too, is also going to be, hey, Jonathan Gannon, no excuses now for you to play that weak-ass defense. Chris is right. Own the division first. Gator's right. Dallas can score points, and they will score points. You know what? I'll tell you something, no, Gator. Let's do this with the Cowboys. So the Cowboys' big move is drafting a lineman out of Tulsa. That's their number one offseason move so far, is signing a guard from Tulsa that was projected to be a third-round pick. Boy, that doesn't really seem like a lot. They've lost Amari Cooper. Okay? They've lost Randy Gregory. Whatever you say about him, when he's humming, he's a pretty formidable guy. $500 in the chat. Big Sales bringing it with numbers. Thank you so much, Eddie. I really appreciate it, man. You guys are wonderful. Please, hey, by the way, Xander says we can't get to 400 likes. He says you guys can't do it. There's no way. See if we can prove him wrong here. 400 likes. That's all I'm looking for. Let's get it close. Your interview with the guy from Dallas. The guy said their O-line sucks. It does. Yale. But there were other guys. But you could have traded. And get this. You could have got the same guy you got in the first round in the third round. You could have got that guy in the third round. Jordan, thank you, dog. Thank you, man. You guys are like the Big Stills Army, man. You guys are wonderful. I'm seeing they can win ugly. I think the Cowboy defense is going to struggle, and I think the loss of Amari Cooper is really going to hurt them, though, Gator. I do. Hey, and so you know, I said this in the first hour. I'll say it again to you guys. The Eagles made a play for Deebo Samuel. So all the things that we were accusing him of not doing, and that's maybe why maybe the front office got a little bit aggravated with me. Big Sales Mafia. I like it. Okay. That's probably why too, man. They're all like, yeah, what do you think of us now? And I'm going like, hey, man, no, I think you guys did a great job last night. Still got 2 days, though, dude. You still got 2 days. Hey, Matt Hatter, the Patriots, too. They take what was that guy from Chattanooga? I think T.O. was a third rounder. I think this guy's like the highest drafted guy out of that Tennessee Chattanooga. You guys met him, man. You guys are spectacular. Hey, you know what, man? Isn't it great today being an Eagle fan? I know, Clayton. I saw Sean McVay laugh at the Patriots pick. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, my God. I couldn't believe when McVay started laughing. I was – hey, I don't think he meant it, man. But McVay started laughing. Oh, my God. John, you should be elated, man. Your general manager made me look like a tool. He made me look like a tool. Look. Here. Look at how this accentuates the other things that he did. It's the Hassan Reddick deal now looks – what's this? Pass rusher interior to replace Fletcher. Now your front seven looks like the 2017 front seven. You get Jordan Davis, add him to the mix. Now Hassan Reddick, that deal looks 10 times better to me. You got to form – watch this. You know that comment that I told you that the Eagles and the Washington team probably have the best defenses? I'll tell you what. The Eagles got closer to that Washington defensive line now. I think that depending on what Chase Young looks like this year, Chase Young is the best pass rusher in the division. I don't care what anybody says. Chase is the best pass rusher. However, the best group, let's see how this Eagle team plays. But you got talent to play very well. That's a good-looking front seven. You restructure and save yourself $4 million, so potentially you're using that money to pay, and some of this money to pay for your rookies on the restructuring of Fletcher Cox from 18 to 14. Does Zach Pascal move now? Looks like depth. The trade with the Saints maneuvered and gave you all the ability to do all these things. Then you add Jordan Davis, and then you add A.J. Brown. Okay, Brett. Eagles don't believe in Jalen, huh? Laughing my ass off. Eat crow. I will. But you know what I'll tell you now, Brett? Okay. Time to go do it now. Okay, Brett. Let's go. Let's go. Right? Let's go. Still want Marcus Jones and Nick Cross on the roster. I want that kid from Maryland, too, on the roster. Lori opened the checkbook and was shocked. I was shocked. They gave him the $100 million. And by the way, the Titans are telling you they don't think he's a $20 million a year guy. Frank Reich was a bad coach. I don't think Frank Reich's a bad coach. I think Frank Reich was too close to I think he's too close to Wentz. I think the best thing for everybody was that Wentz and Frank Reich separated from one another. Too close. Jeremiah goes, how about we trade Fletcher Cox for a 3 and a 5? $14 million? I think it's the problem. And why would the Eagles are not going to eat the money? So they'd rather have him. He's on a 1-year deal. I'm going to keep him. Did you see Mike Vrabel's face after the trade? He even knew that the Titans got fleeced. I mean, but they went cheap. Okay? They went cheap. They went into the draft, put a kid on a rookie contract, and didn't want to pay the 20. However, someone's going to be right here. And I'll take A.J. Brown. I like the character of the guy. I do. Edward King. Hurts needs to prove it. What about the coaches? I agree. Edward, I said the same thing. I think Nick Sirianni. Hey, what was the guy? Didn't Matt Nagy, didn't he win a division title with the Chicago Bears? Didn't he win a title with Mitchell Trubisky up there in Chicago? Well, he was fired 2 years later. Just because you have a good 1 year as a coach doesn't mean you're a coach in the NFL for a long term. You're just like every other player, too. You're only as good as the last season you coached. So, Sirianni, that's old news. 9-8, okay? Hey, congratulations. You were a good team. You're in Philly. Hey, guess what? You're supposed to. Right? You're supposed to. Brett says, great job, though, man. And Jalen, we trust. I support the team no matter what until something changes. I'll never dog the team for any move. All love. Hey, Brett, you're a good fan. Because when things suck to me and you're paying $400 to go to a game, I want to see a team that's a championship team every day. They're asking you to pay championship ticket prices. You should expect your team to represent you at all times with the best possible thing they can do. And you know what that is? Don't give me that shit any longer. If they build it, they will come. No, you build it, then I'll come. Rufus, still don't think anyone trusts Jalen. Oh, come on, man. They just took this excuse away. Well, that's okay, though, Rufus. Let's take all the excuses away. Then it's on Jalen. I want them to take all the excuses away. Guys got a great – watch this. Here, who would you rather be right now? Justin Fields with no help in Chicago. You don't even have a first-rounder. And the shittiest O-line in the league, or Jalen Hurts, who his team just spent $100 million on a wide receiver. You went last year in the draft and got a wideout who was the Heisman Trophy winner who broke all Eagle records as a rookie. You were the number one rush offense in the league. Who would you rather be, Justin Fields or Jalen Hurts? I'd rather be Jalen. Justin Fields has no chance of success in Chicago. He has no chance. Jesse goes that Fields is a bust. I agree. However, he's not getting any help. You get rid of Allen Robinson? I thought the idea was to acquire talent around a quarterback. Look at even what the Jets did. Dude, you draft a guy number one, or you draft a guy with a first-round pick, and you don't do anything for him? That was my biggest complaint this offseason, is that they didn't want to do anything to help Jalen Hurts. Great question. Jeremiah Sills, do you think we have an NFC Championship roster if we sign Honey Badger? Do you think Ajabo or Honey Badger soon? If you put Honey Badger on the Philadelphia Eagles, are they in the NFC Championship game? Let me take a time out and think about that. What do you guys think? Let me think about it. Hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake them out. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Welcome back, National Football Show. Guys, we're like 40 away from 400 likes. Please, I'm counting on you, man. Xander said no way. Said no way. No way. Not happening. 40 away. Yeah. Right? Let's go, baby. Come on, guys. Call your friends. I don't care. I want to get to 400. Okay? By the way, one quarterback. I want to bet with Xander already. Okay? One quarterback taken was Kenny Pickett. There's going to be QBs out there. I'm telling you guys, these quarterbacks, you know what? Now that I think about it, Pickett's probably the only guy that's ready to play. And think about this too. Pittsburgh you know why Pittsburgh took him in the first round? They see him every day. They shared the same stadium. They were able to watch him. They know the guys. Okay? And they probably felt really comfortable with taking him. Plus, he's on a rookie contract. What if he pans out? He's got a good arm. Okay? Add a hands thing, man. I don't give a shit about that stuff. Can he play ball? It's all I care. Brendan, thank you so much, man. You guys have been great. You guys asked the question. I want to hit on it now. Guys, I think we're going to get to 400. It'd be a world record for us. Be a world record for us. Win the NFC or get to the NFC Championship game? Hey, Jeremiah, I'll ask that question after the show. Did the Eagles like the stream? Get to 400 and expand the program. They just expanded it in an hour. What do you want them to do? What do you want Big Sales to go 6 hours? Why do you only see 9 likes? No, there's not 9 likes up there, son. Did I say son? Sorry about that. Yeah. Hey, Xander goes like this. You guys want Big Sales 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., you know? Oh, man, you guys are great. Philly 500 could help. Tell them. Need some likes. Guys, on a serious note, get to the NFC Championship game or win it, which means get to the Super Bowl, obviously. The Eagles front office, if they sign Honey Badger, will expect the NFC Championship or Super Bowl run. Oh, okay. YouTube will put the program out to other people. That's what I mean. Okay. Are you entertained? Thank you, Eric. Oh, you guys entertain me every day, man. Get Big Stills on Fox. Hey, I bumped Keith Byers and Keith Jackson for Lloyd Brunson and Philly 500 today. Okay. Can Hurts overcome his Tampa Bay playoff awfulness? Yes. He'll improve on that game. Get to the NFC Championship game is a must. Hey, we're 8 away. 8 away from 400. 8 away. Come on, guys. 8 away. Xander said never happened. He goes, no way. He goes, Sills. 400 likes. Just little old Dan. That's all I'm here. Hey, Sills, you get those hours. I won't get much sleep. Neither will my wife. Can you imagine Jordan Davis in all black? Yeah. Dude, look dope. Super Bowl or bust. Look at Carl. Come on, guys. Punch that button like you're punching Jerry Jones in the face. Hey, yeah. Hey, do me a favor. Just pretend it's Jerry Jones when you punch the like button. Okay? Just pretend. Oh, my God, man. That football team was good. Hey, can you imagine A.J. Brown in all black? Those black helmets? Oh, my God, man. Ding, ding. O-line is the problem. Weak short yardage. Dude, the O-line's the best part of the game. I can punch an old man. Kelly Green's next year, though, right? Hurts was playing. Okay, well, let me answer the damn thing. I'm just reading you guys here. Hold on. Nuts, did we make it? Did we make it to 400? Congratulations. Thank you, guys. Hey, congratulations to all of us. Thank you, man. That's really cool. That's really cool. 400 likes, man. 408? Hey, we're going up, man. This is really awesome. Let me answer the freaking question now. Are they the best? Hey, guys, are they the best team in the NFC East right now? Thank you, Ruiz. Thank you, Reese. Thank you. God, you guys are blowing it up now. Thank you. 450, Chris. Well, we got a little bit. I don't know, man. Let's hit 500 likes. Xander couldn't believe we got the 400. Get the 450. 450 be good, man. Let me answer the freaking question. Joe says yes. Wait until the weekend, then ask on Monday. Oh, God, yeah, right. I know, man. I think they're going to have a great weekend. Xander goes, let's go 500. Xander, you think this team can make it to the NFC Championship game? All on Hurts. Linebacker or corner, John? See, Xander answers the question correctly. Xander owes you a drink. Hey, listen. Xander's been great this week. Where most people wouldn't be. Okay? Okay? Xander's been great this week when he didn't have to be. Okay? I know. Xander, I think he goes tonight. Xander answered it correctly. He said that the Eagles, it's all on Hurts. If Jalen Hurts puts the effort that he put in last year with this new roster, could they beat the Bucs? You're not beating Brady with this roster and Jalen playing away. If Jalen duplicated what he did last year, that's still not good enough to beat the Bucs. That's still not good enough to beat the Buccaneers. It's not. But then again, there's 2 more days here. And what if Honey Badger signs? Oh, and by the way, we're also going to be, I would think, evaluating, right? We're also going to be evaluating the coaching staff in this process. Get this. The coaching staff is also on the line. I got to say this to you, man. Howie Roseman and his front office, they did a hell of a job here. This coaching staff now has to step up. Need a better D to beat Brady. 215, you're right. You're right. Bob Brown. Philly 500, thanks for having me. This night is going to be great. Everyone, don't be a dingbat and hit the like the way Philly 500 hits the gabagool. Philly, thank you for making it happen. I owe you. I owe you, man. You're one of Big Sills' boys now. You hear me? You and Lord Brunson, man, are my boys now. Okay? You're my boys. You're part of my whole deal. You know how many people in the media, Philly, I like? Very little and very few. Very few. Great stuff, man. Anyone else wonder why they never tried Jordan Mailata at D-line? He probably would have been a stud there too, no? Oh, yeah. Hey, Philly, you're my boy, man. Thank you. We enjoy having you, believe me. Hey, man. Philly, man, he was one of the people that I thought about last night when he was when the Eagles made all those moves. They going up, they get Jordan Davis, and the first person I thought of was, this guy must be going nuts, man. They just dropped $100 million on a kid. And they're bringing A.J. Brown in now. Now everyone's like, holy shit, look at this team, man. This thing's unbelievable. All right, I got to take a timeout. Tell you what I'm looking for tonight. Okay, I want to do tonight. Hit the like button. Hey, we got a shot at 450 here, okay? Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the memories. Go for the view that goes on forever. Go for the bubbles in your bathtub and in your drink. Go to bed whenever you want. Or don't. Go for him. Go for her. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake them out. Mama, go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
You guys have a different opinion of Bill Belichick since Brady's left New England? Big Sills, National Football Show. Please hit the like button. Thank you, guys. You have a different opinion of Bill Belichick? You know, I used to ask this question all the time. Who's a better college coach or who's a better football coach, Saban or Belichick? Think of the turnover that Nick Saban has every year. Graduation. Every year he's got to retool his football team. Every year, and with star players. You know, in the NFL, if you got a star quarterback, you can keep him in the building for a decade. When you're a college coach like Saban, you're changing guys out at key positions every single year. Oh, and by the way, Xander. Guys, the best player in the United States of America with this draft and next year's draft is Will Anderson. It's not close. The linebacker would have went number 1 overall this year. Alabama has the number 1 player in the United States, and he's not a quarterback. He's Will Anderson. Put the game tape on with him and then compare it with Trayvon Walker. And you'll do this. Okay, that guy's not the number 1 pick. Will Anderson is the best player in the United States. If that guy was able to get into the draft, he'd be the number 1 player taken. The Jags would have took him. It's not close. It's info. Didn't even make first team SEC. And I'm going like this. Okay. Right. I watched and I said, because somebody goes like this to me in one of the talent evaluators. Oh, it's Mike Mayock. I was talking to Mike Mayock last night. He goes like this. Sales, you know who the best defensive football player is? I go, who? You're not going to tell me Aiden Hutchinson. He goes, shit, no. Hey, Xander, did that kid from the linebacking position, Will Anderson, did he have 16 sacks last year? This kid, you watch him play, and he's all over the field. I think he had 16 sacks. And he just, man, I'm 17 and a half. Okay. Hey, I'm watching this kid play last night. I'm watching his YouTube. I went like this. There's not a guy in this draft who's in that dude's room. And we're talking about Bryce Young. Bryce Young's not near the talent he is. That kid, can I tell you who Will Anderson reminds me of? Derek Thomas. Alabama's got a guy that reminds me of Derek Thomas. Yeah, the Kansas City Chief dude. I'll take that guy. That guy is – hey, it's going to take a lot to supplant that guy from being a number 1 pick. We could go 2 years in a row where a quarterback's not taking number 1 overall. It's like only the 5th time in the last 16 NFL drafts that a QB wasn't taking number 1. We may have it 2 years in a row. Smile. Derek Thomas was amazing. I knew him very well. He's a South Florida kid. Played at Bama too. By the way, he played at Alabama the same time that Cornelius Bennett did. Oh, my God. He played with Alonzo Highsmith at Columbus High School in South Florida. And I know Derek's son. He follows me on my Facebook, and we talk all the time. He asks me to do stuff for his Pops Foundation, and I always do it. I love Derek Thomas. Dude, Derek Thomas is some player, boss. Hey, Gator, right? How about, hey, Gator, Derek Thomas. There was a big statement back in the day. Derek Thomas and Wilbur Marshall and Cornelius Bennett, they had these 3 freakazoids running around the SEC. And I'm promising you, man, dude, those 3 dudes, they ran the room. Wilbur Marshall was the most intimidating Gator I ever played against. There wasn't a person he didn't scare. Guy was one of the greatest hitters of all time, too, man. Oof, man, could Wilbur knock the shit out of you, man. I think he's from Zephyr. Hey, Gator, I think he's from Zephyr Hills. Right? I think he's from Zephyr Hills High. He was a hell of a basketball player, too, man. Dude, man, I may have told you guys the story, but we were playing the Gators up at Florida Field. This is the year they waxed us. 28-3. We won the national title that year. Lonzo Highsmith come walking off the field, man, and Wilbur had just lit him up. Everyone goes, and Wilbur was talking shit to him. And everyone goes, hey, man, what did Wilbur say to you? He said he was going to kill me. And we all start laughing. And we go, well, what did you say back to him? He goes like this, I told him I believed him. I told him I believed him. Man, Wilbur was some ball player, dog. Oh, yeah, man. Draft special day 2 tonight. 7 p.m.? Is that right, Xander? Okay, great. Oh, man. Here it is. Gary Cobb. Fantastic. We'll be covering, hey, what do you want to see in, hey, Rico, isn't that great? 431 likes on a day when everyone should be loving what happened last night. Guys, hey, man, congratulations. You guys put together a massive show here today for us. I can't wait for Monday. I can't wait for tonight. Also, day 2 draft special. So what do you want to see tonight? I want to see corner and I want to see linebacker. I do. Florida High School All-Century team. I think Jerome may have been on that team too, Gator. Bryant, you're awesome. Dude, Seals Mafia comes through, man. Bob, thank you. Thank you. It was easy to do a show like this with you guys today, man. Content, really, you guys were the content. I mean, how could you watch this? Even the haters with, right? Am I right, Xander? Even the haters with Howie have to do that. You see, what I don't like is when you get haters who can't do this. Dude, I'm sorry, but the guy had a great night. Okay? The guy had a great night. Okay? Oh, man, I think we'll get to 500 by tonight. Sydney, that'll get to 500. We'll have 500 likes probably within an hour. I need Seals Mafia T. Yeah, hey, cornerback and linebacker tonight. Whatever that looks like or feels like. Yes, I will be on Twitter for the draft. I will. Hey, thank you, Nuts, man. We had a great week. Yeah, man. We really prepared for it this week. We really did. Did we have better talent evaluators this year or something? Boy, it seems it, man. Or it just seems that they went after and got a veteran wideout and a big-time veteran wideout. And who are you looking at? Names? I got one for you here. Drake Jackson, Southern Cal. Okay? Drake Jackson, Southern Cal. I think that'd be okay. I saw you on Twitter. Maniac. Yeah, okay. It's at Dan Sileo Show. So if you guys, at Dan Sileo Show. Appreciate you guys, man. Don't forget, day 2 draft special tonight. So great to have G Cobb, too, doing it, man. Man, I love Gary Cobb. By the way, JAKIB is giving away 10 Davis jerseys and 10 A.J. Brown jerseys in the coming weeks. Stay tuned. How is that? Yeah, man. How is that? Atlanta taking Drake Jackson with the 40th pick. I know, man. I hope he slides down there, and I hope he hangs in there. Hope your personal hiccups work out, Big Sills. Okay, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I had a little issues there, but it's all good now, man. Thank you so much. What a great week. Guys, it's not over yet. Okay? Day 2 and 3. Okay? This is where you're really going to also make your roster better. And if they add Honey Badger, man, are we going to have a lot to talk about on Monday. I cannot wait. Thank you so much for everything you guys did. What a great week. JAKIB Media just knocked it out of the park this week. We want to thank each and every single one of you. Don't forget, stay tuned for the Day 2 draft special coming up here with all the guys at JAKIB Media. We'll catch you on Monday going 3 to 6 Eastern. And we'll see you on the flip side.